As President Biden touts the nation's economic progress, many Americans think it's actually getting worse. A new poll found more Americans trust former President Donald Trump than Biden to fix the economy by 47 to 36% margin. So for more on this, I'm joined by Joey Garrison. He is the White House correspondent for USA Today. That is shocking to me, but let's break down those numbers. Why do they think that Donald Trump would be better with the economy than Biden?
Well, as you mentioned, for months, President Biden has been trying to sell the public that the economy is improving, and he has a lot of metrics to back that up. Unemployment rate is at a 50-year low. The jobs market is robust. The stock market has recovered from where it was. But in the end, people still don't feel that inflation has improved enough. I mean, it's better than it was a year ago, but for the last 2 months, it has notched up. And so when we went to this poll to the field, I mean, we got a lot of feedback that food prices, grocery prices are still weighing on families. And so there's a major disconnect between what the White House is pushing and saying that the economy is improving and Biden's push for Bidenomics, and then what people are feeling in their pocketbooks.
You know, I think like part of the challenge is that we all feel the economy differently. You know, I just saw a calculator. There was something like your personal inflation calculator, because depending on how you spend your money, it may really be hurting you or you may not be feeling it at all. If you have an electric car, this conversation about gas means nothing to you. You know, if you have a large family, then that grocery bill could really kind of be the difference as to whether or not you can make ends meet at the end of the month versus if you're a single person and you're ordering out anyways. You may be feeling the inflation, but it could be sort of folded into other purchases and you're not aware of it. Sorry, let me you respond to that. Do you think that that's part of the challenge for the administration?
You bring up a great point. I mean, there's a major divide based on your income. I mean, if you earn $100,000 or more as an individual, you are less likely to respond that the economy is doing poorly in our poll. But if you're in a lower income bracket, 50,000 or below, I mean, the major divide in terms of people feeling like the economy is getting worse. But across the board, you know, these numbers are very troubling for the president heading into 2024. 70% of Americans believe the economy is getting worse. Only 22% believe it is getting better. And this is while President Biden for months has been touting Bidenomics.
Yeah.
And people, you know, when he says Bidenomics, what he's talking about is investing in clean energy projects in terms of rebuilding the manufacturing sector, with building microchip facilities, his efforts to lower prescription drug prices. But people don't see those as remedies to their immediate problems right now. And that's the issue right now, I think, with Americans, and why Biden is struggling and why he's down, 11 points on the economy to former President Trump.
Yeah, it totally makes a lot of sense. At 5,000 feet, sure, revitalizing a particular sector makes a lot of sense when it comes to feeding the economy. But all the way down here on the ground, I just want to know how much eggs are going to cost. And these sort of these reports that we cover these reports every time they come out that indicate that the economy is doing just swell. It's really hard to whittle them down into a slogan, into a statement, into something that's understandable to the general public. And at the end of the day, it's how you feel. And what we are finding is that some Americans are saying, listen, we are cutting back in certain areas. And I know in your article, you kind of dug into that. Where are Americans choosing to not spend in order to make ends meet?
Yeah, one of the top things is they're saying they're going out to eat less. And if you talk to restaurant owners, I think they agree with that. They're buying fewer clothes. As we head into the school year, it started a couple of years ago. You probably saw fewer families, buying their new school clothes than they used to. Fewer home improvement projects, whether that's replacing windows or what have you. So those are some of the top things right there, and just generally shopping less. And that's what they told us in the poll. And so, those are kind of your basic pocketbook issues when a family goes down and sets their budget. Those are the things they're looking at in order to cut down on their financial hardship right off the top there.
Do they feel that the president is ignoring their reality? I don't know if that was covered in your polls.
I think it depends who you're talking to. I mean, that would probably get more into a partisan
Yeah.
type response. 96% of Republicans, of course, in the poll said the economy is getting worse. But still 34% of Democrats, and those are probably almost all Biden supporters, said the economy is getting worse. And so this is yesterday we heard President Biden unleash a new attack line against Republicans' economic philosophy. He called it MAGAnomics. Of course, he's been railing against. Of course, he's been railing against ultra MAGA Republicans, for over a year now. And I think clearly the White House understands that they are losing this economic argument right now. The Democrats were able to overcome that high inflation during the midterm elections last year, but it still poses a monumental hurdle for Biden to win re-election next year. As you know, the economy is always front and center in presidential races. And, as much as this is going to be about democracy and abortion as well, or the abortion rights, those are going to be big issues. Economy is going to be right there as well.
Yep. And you add in some of the sort of X factors that we don't really know about, like student loan repayments, what sort of impact that's going to have on the economy, this strike that we've been talking about all morning long with the auto workers. You never know how people are going to start to feel the impact. Joey Garrison, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.